The Secretary of State's office is debunking election fraud claims once again and calling for the state and the country to move on to the January 5th election. Secretary Brad Raffensperger says President-elect Joe Biden is the clear winner of Georgia after going over the votes on 3 separate occasions and finding no evidence of widespread issues that would change the result. Deborah Tuff has the details from this morning's press conference.
In an 8-minute statement, Raffensperger took no questions, instead urging both sides to stop claims of election fraud. Here's where Georgia stands now. It's been 34 days since the November 3rd election. There have been 3 recounts, the third called by President Trump's attorneys days after the second one. Raffensperger says the Secretary of State's office will recertify the state's election results. Then, under the safe harbor election deadline, the electors will be named, then meet December 14th to officially name President-elect Joe Biden as Georgia's winner.
All this talk of a stolen election, whether it's Stacey Abrams or the President of the United States, is hurting our state. Continuing to make debunked claims of a stolen election is hurting our state.
Raffensperger says the next step is for Georgia to focus on the January 5th runoff election, which will determine control of the U.S. Senate and a Congress that already has a Democrat-controlled House.
You can find more from Georgia's recount and a link to watch this morning's press conference in full on 11alive.com.